Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here with a very special video for all of you guys, and well, I guess seeing how Thanksgiving is actually going to be coming up right around tomorrow by the time this video goes live for sure, I figure I would actually take this time right now to actually make this video immediately after one of my thoughts videos that I did put up not too long ago for sure, because yeah, I kind of figure that this would be a real great opportunity for me to finally pretty much talk about this subject matter now that we've actually got done with, of course, pretty much one certain thing that we've been anticipating for quite some time now for sure. So yeah, and I guess pretty much if anything, I think this might actually probably be the final time I actually talk about this subject matter for sure, because hey, may never know if anything would pop up for sure, and I might do one or two videos relating to, of course, this subject matter for sure. Probably, I guess, later on down the road, but we'll have to wait and see for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much if anything, I figure we probably need to take a look back, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, with that being said, I think it's time to we devote this video right now to, of course, pretty much the two movies we got based around the most recognizable musical for sure. That being, of course, Wicked. Yeah, and yeah, I think it will pretty much get you the idea of course, what I'm going for here. So I figure we definitely take a look back, of course, pretty much on what we've been through with, of course, the two movies that we got based around the iconic Broadway musical Wicked, and that being, of course, pretty much Wicked from 2024, and very recently, Wicked for Good that we actually got as of recently by the time this video goes live. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that this is something I've been meaning to devote this entire video on since after I just got done with, of course, the Lagger for sure, because yeah, I figure this would actually be quite an interesting subject matter for me to talk about for sure. So yeah. Of course, pretty much, if anything, pretty much delving into the movies for sure. Well, technically before delving into the movies, yeah, I guess if you were to ask me about the original musical, hands down, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that a lot like everyone else, I was madly in love with, of course, the original musical for what it is, and yeah, pretty much everything from what I've actually seen, while having some really great tie-ins with, of course, The Wizard of Oz for sure. And, of course, pretty much telling a nice and unique story from, of course, a different point of view, for sure, particularly from, of course, the Wicked Witch of the West herself. I really do think is actually really quite clever, I'm not gonna lie, and I think it did result in pretty much one of the most iconic musicals that we all know and love. And even after over 2 decades since it actually first opened, it still continues on to be one of the most recognizable musicals for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say for, of course, the musical hands down. Now, I guess pretty much of anything for the movies that we actually got as of now, yeah, pretty much of anything. It's been a long time coming for, of course, all these movies for sure, and yeah, and it is actually for a good reason for sure. And well, if you have seen my thoughts videos on both of these movies for sure, I think you'll definitely know what I thought about them for sure. The first Wicked movie, I definitely think is an absolute masterpiece of a movie by far that really defied, of course, what we expect for, of course, this one, and it delivered on that with, of course, a really great story, interesting characters, brilliant acting, and amazing musical numbers that they really worked in for sure. And of course, the follow-up that we got, Wicked for Good, I definitely do think it is actually a good movie, but not really as strong as, of course, its predecessor for sure. But I really do think it delivered pretty well, and of course, delivering a very solid conclusion to, of course, this epic duology for sure. And I think it actually did the job pretty well, in my opinion, that I really do think is actually much needed for sure. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on, of course, both Wicked movies for what they are for sure. I definitely do think they're both really good flicks, in my opinion, that I really do think is actually really nicely done, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. And for the fact that we've pretty much waited a good long time from what I can gather for sure, particularly over 20 years since after the musical first opened, is actually really quite interesting to note from what I can gather. How so, you may ask? Well, I guess pretty much the answer is simple. Normally, I think with, of course, movies based around some well-known IPs for sure, yeah, I think they usually do take a long time for sure, but I guess pretty much, if anything, in terms of coming out for sure, I think pretty much, if anything, sometimes a good number of them would come out at the height of their popularity for sure, but other times they would actually come out way too late, hands down, where, of course, the popularity will, of course, die down for sure. But in regards to the latter, there are plenty of people that would actually connect with, of course, pretty much those IPs for sure, and actually having a good sense, pretty much a real good nostalgic sense within them that they really do think they have a strong love for, hands down, for sure. But that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. But I guess in regards to Wicked for sure, yeah, I mean, I do know it did come out 20 years after the musical first opened for sure. But unlike other musicals where, of course, they got made into movies where they might have came out a little too late for sure, where, of course, pretty much the hype for it is no longer needed for sure. Believe it or not, Wicked is, of course, definitely one of those movies from what I can gather where the popularity actually still continues on for sure. So yeah. Honestly, I think it is actually quite interesting to note by far because, if anything, yeah, I'm really quite amazed for the fact that the popularity for Wicked has actually continued on for sure, even after about 20 years since after it first opened for sure, and yeah, I really do think it is actually really quite nice to actually note for sure, because if anything, you still got people singing the songs for sure, you still got people relating to the characters for sure, and you do have a good number of people really speculating on what the movie could have been like, even before it officially got off the ground for sure, so So yeah, I guess given to that thought alone from Why Can't I Gather, of course the hype for of course the movies are actually ongoing even after the musical first opened for sure. So yeah, and for the fact that it actually did spend pretty much a whole decade since after it got announced in 2012 for sure, and has gone through pretty much a massive amount of development hell for sure, and even numerous delays from what I can gather, it still finds a way to actually really try to set the footing, of course, what it has to do for sure, and I really do think it is actually really quite nice to actually note for sure, so yeah. Pretty much, if anything, I know hands down, pretty much when I heard the news that this was going to be split into 2 movies for sure, I know a lot of people were really reluctant, of course, that idea from what I can gather, but to me, I'm actually quite curious, and given to the storyline for, of course, the musical, I think that makes pretty much a whole lot of sense from what I can gather, so I guess given to, of course, the storyline of the musical for sure, of course I think it makes sense to split it into 2 movies for sure, and well, pretty much of anything, a lot of other movies have actually done that idea for sure, like of course Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows did that, Twilight Breaking Dawn did that, Hunger Games Mockingjay did that, and let's not forget to mention It did that, and Dune did that for sure. Although, I guess, if anything, for the latter, it's now going to be 3 movies now, with, of course, yeah, Doom Messiah actually becoming Doom Part 3, so there's that for sure, so yeah. But I guess, if anything, splitting Wicked into, of course, 2 movies, from what I can gather, definitely makes a whole lot of sense, given to the storyline of the musical, so yeah. Pretty much of anything, I really do think they really did the job on that quite well for sure. So I guess given to that thought alone, I think it definitely allows pretty much the people making these movies to really try their best to give off some development for, of course, the characters, and adding some stuff where that was not featured in, of course, the musical, and I really do think they did utilize them quite well from what I can gather, So yeah, pretty much, if anything, pretty much from what I've actually seen, I really do think they handled the idea of course, splitting the musical into 2 movies quite well for sure, because, yeah, given to that thought alone, hands down, I think it definitely makes sense to actually do it that way as opposed to doing it the other way for sure, so yeah, sure it can be quite tricky to really try to handle for sure, but if they can find a way to actually really make it work well to a T, I say they're on the right track for sure, and yeah, they actually did exactly that for sure, So yeah, and look at where these movies are right now for sure. Like, of course, the first film actually really exceeded a lot of expectations for sure. And yeah, it actually did perform pretty well during its run at movie theaters for sure. And even landing pretty much quite a couple of Oscar wins for sure. And that's just to name a few. So yeah, and I guess in the subject of Wicked for Good that we actually got as of now, probably by the time this video goes live, it's currently doing well with the box office numbers as of now for sure, with it having pretty much a really big opening weekend from what I can gather, to which that is absolutely impressive all the way for sure, So yeah, I guess I give it to what I've actually seen by far. I'm really glad that both Wicked movies have actually done pretty well as of now for sure. And yeah, like I said, I still think they're both really good movies for sure. And I really do admire on what they were actually going for, hands down. And yeah, and of course, through my experience seeing both movies for sure, I definitely know, hands down, that I really had a ball seeing the first Wicked movie twice in theaters last year, which is actually quite nice for sure. To even where we're at right now, where of course, pretty much of anything, I did catch the double feature screening of both movies for sure, which was actually a real great time from, of course, from what I can gather. And I really do admire on the way they actually utilize the hag idea to a T, so that way I can really get the full storyline of course, the musical in movie form, hands down, which I really do love and admire all the way. So yeah. I guess pretty much given to that thought alone, hands down, I really do think it actually does show the hag both Wicked movies really came a long way, hands down, for sure. So yeah, and of course to that, I guess I pretty much owe my thanks to, of course, both these movies for sure, because, well, even if they didn't happen in the first place, we wouldn't be where we are right now for sure, and I'm actually really grateful for that. It really gave me a good enough experience all the way, and both movies really did do an impressive job from what they've actually done for sure, and yeah, really did really step me, really did help step me into, of course, their interpretation of the Land of Oz for sure, and honestly, I think from what I've actually seen, pretty much once I actually step into that world in both movies, I never wanted to leave for sure, because of how incredible they are for sure. So yeah, pretty much if anything, I know hands down that both these movies are really great, hands down. But I guess if you were to ask me from what I can gather, I do like both movies. But I know hands down that I will still have a strong love for the original musical, hands down for sure, because yeah, pretty much of anything, you can still do some stuff at a regular old movie theater and capture the look and the feel on the big screen quite well. But we do know, hands down, that the stage is still always going to be a great home for, of course, some well-known musicals for sure. And even, yeah, and I guess pretty much of anything, Wicked definitely does fit in that category for sure. Because, yeah, once the musical actually pretty much ends one performance and another one will begin pretty soon, I just wanted more, hands down, So yeah, and I do hope the musical will still continue on from what I can gather, and actually still reach to a much wider audience for sure, in one way or another for sure, or I guess if anything, actually pretty much go from giving up, pretty much giving us something from this generation, hands down, to really passing off to the next generation who would actually experience it for themselves for sure. And even until that day comes when, of course, the musical itself will officially close its doors and give off one final performance all the way, we know hands down that we will still love and admiring all the way for sure. So yeah. It'll be hard to say on when that day will come for sure, but I know the original musical will still definitely leave me something to love and admire, and of course make me wish for something that'll make me hungry for more for sure. So yeah, and I can definitely make the same argument for, of course, the movies, hands down. For while I will still love the original musical for what it is, I know both Wicked and Wicked for Good will definitely leave me something that is definitely gonna leave me hungry for more for sure. And yeah, pretty much, if anything, the first film really make me want to defy gravity, and of course the second film really does show that we are in fact being changed for good, hands down. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, and you might be wondering to yourself, where can we go from here now that we finally got done with, of course, both movies for sure? Well, I guess pretty much on my part, I may be done with, of course, both these movies as of now from what I can gather. But I will still actually give off a mention to them in at least 1 or 2 more videos later on down the road, or pretty much anything else that I might do tying into them, hands down. And I know hands down that within about a few months from now, the movie, yeah, pretty much the second Wicked movie will be out on Blu-ray pretty soon. So I'm already making plans to pre-order it pretty soon, so that way I can add it to, of course, my DVD and Blu-ray collection for sure. So we're gonna have to wait and see later on down the road, pretty much within the next month or 2, if we're actually pretty lucky, hands down. So yeah, but I'm still looking forward to it, hands down, and I am actually considering getting the soundtrack for Wicked for Good. That'll go great alongside the one that I got for the first film for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much if anything, I might be done from there. But if I'm actually pretty lucky and pretty much do like another video for sure, like of course giving off pretty much do like a special video where I talk about the perspective and the evolution of course both those movies after their Blu-ray releases. I would definitely do that for sure. And yeah, and if I'm lucky, if I do bring back a family movie collaboration, I may delve into both those movies for sure, because, well, I might actually, I might already be thinking about doing it as, like, maybe a big-scale production that's, like, on the level of course, the movies for sure. But we're gonna have to wait and see what comes up for sure, So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, my part, hands down. And, well, as far as, of course, for the entire Wicked movies as a whole, for sure, I do hear that they are actually working on a possible third movie from what I can gather, but honestly, I don't think it needs it for the time being, because, well, given to what I'm actually seeing, I really don't think you can actually do something that'll go beyond pretty much on what the second film has ended off with for sure. So yeah. But I mean, unless they can actually pretty much figure out a way to actually maybe do something like maybe a spin-off or something, like having be in the same universe as the first 2 films, but tell a story from a different perspective for sure, then, yeah, almost like maybe like a spin-off movie from what I can gather, then yeah, I think it could work hands down. But as far as what I'm actually seeing, yeah, I really don't think you can do anything that'll go beyond the 2 films that we actually got. I think you're left with, of course, pretty much leaving Wicked as just a regular old duology for sure. Not really much else. But what I am open for, however, is actually doing some stuff that'll actually go beyond the movies for sure. So yeah, what do I mean by this? Well, I do know one idea from what I can gather is that I do hear that pretty much aside from a few meet and greets hands down, they are speculating, of course, the idea of course, doing like a Wicked themed area at the Universal theme parks. And to me, I really do think there's a lot of great ideas that you can actually do with that, hands down. Like, of course, one good example of that is that maybe you can make that as like a new section over at the newly opened Epic Universe Park down in Orlando for sure. So yeah, that alone I really do think can actually work quite well for sure. So yeah, if they can find a way to actually work on that, then that'll be something I'll actually be opened up for hands down. So yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities to actually go beyond the Wicked movies for sure. Pretty much do some stuff that'll still have tie-ins, that'll have some really great tie-ins with, of course, the movies, but still do some stuff to still keep it fresh and relevant while still showing love for not just the movies in general, but also the musical hands down. So So yeah, but that's at least what I can say on my part for sure. It'll be hard to say on when that'll come around for sure, but we'll definitely see what comes up for sure if they're willing to actually try hands down. So yeah, but until that happens, I really do think the movies are actually what we got for now, hands down, and yeah, it was actually a real great, fun ride going through both these movies for sure. And I know hands down that I won't actually forget them anytime soon for sure. And yeah, wherever they'll go next for sure, I know hands down that I will definitely be making another nice trip back to the land of Oz. Curious to see on what they're going to do next, hands down. So for now, I think pretty much right up until that time comes, I think it's time to finally give pretty much the Wicked movies pretty much a much nice needed rest, hands down. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it. I think it's time to give both Wicked movies on my part and of course lay them to rest, hands down. So yeah, and I guess on that thought alone, I think it'll be a great way to, of course, end this video here. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and by all means, I'm gonna ask all of you guys, how do you feel about both Wicked movies for sure, and do you really think they've came a long way, and all that sort of stuff, So yeah, let me know what you thought down in the comments down below. I would love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and well, I hope all of you guys have a really happy Thanksgiving on your part. Yeah, seeing how it is coming up tomorrow, so I hope all of you guys enjoy that for sure, and well, I guess for me, now that I'm finally done with, of course, the Wicked movies for now, I'll be quite curious to see what other ones that I might talk about later on down the road. I mean, I know there's a lot of possibilities on that, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with SamTheThomasFan1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, And even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.